There we go. I don't think I'm gonna do the pop out chat like that. Okay. What's up, YouTube family? It's Fearfully Made, and I'm back with another quick video. And I'm up working on my store. That's why I figured I'd hop on here and say what's up to y'all at the same time. Because I really just wanted to talk about like the side effects of, you know, being a targeted individual and how it affects relationships. And I'm just having like this eye-opening moment because excuse me guys, I have no makeup on and I know I look like so tired, but just like see past that, okay? but so let me give you guys a little bit of backstory, okay? There was this one person that I had met a long time ago, and I was like, I feel like I was more healed than this individual was, right? And you know, this person was very angry, and this person was also a targeted individual themselves, right? This person was so angry all the time, and I just didn't get it. I didn't understand why this individual was like so bitter. And then, I heard this person kind of just talk about how broken they are, like how hurt, how they've been through this, how they've been through that, like they're hurting. You know what I'm saying? And I was just kind of like, okay, I guess you know, at that time I hadn't experienced as much heartbreak. This is, I would say that this happened around like December or January earlier this year. But at this time, I hadn't experienced as much heartbreak as I've experienced this year. Like, I kid you guys not, once a month, it's been like back to back heartbreak after heartbreak after heartbreak. One lost friend, one lost family member, one lost relationship, to do the gang stalking. Like, literally, all of our friends and all of our family sold out on us. All of our friends and all of our family sold out on us, on me. You know what I mean? And so it was just kind of like but before that happened to me, I hadn't experienced that yet. So it's like I didn't really understand. I didn't understand why the person was so broken like that. I didn't understand why the person felt the way he felt like that. He was just like, I'm really, really broken. I'm really, really hurt. And I was just like, okay, like you need to pray. You need healing. You need Jesus. You know what I mean? Because I didn't understand what it was that he was going through. Anyways, let me fast forward to what I'm trying to say. This year for me has been like, you know, constant heartbreak after heartbreak, constant, heartache, pain. You know what I'm saying? Constant, you know, just people screwing you over back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? And as chosen ones, we're strong. Like, we can put up with a lot, but, and that's the reason why healing and is like a continuous thing. Like, we can't stop healing. Like, we have to continue healing every day. Like, that's nonstop. You know what I'm saying? When you stop healing is when it starts to build up, and then you start to build bitterness and resentment. That's the side effects of sweeping it under the rug. Like, you have to heal. And that's what I'm learning. Like, we can't keep just going about our daily lives as if what they did to us doesn't hurt. No, that hurted, and we have to heal from it. But anyways, let me keep going. So after, I went through that same experience that this man had experienced myself, like it's August, what now? And like, honestly, the devil has just been gunning for me since January this year in the realm, in the area of relationships, So after, you know, after my son is just, excuse him. He's sleeping right now, so he's doing it. But after, um, you know, that just really threw me off. off. I knew he was gonna do that when I was on camera. He does that while he's sleeping every night. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. It's so embarrassing. But long story short, after 8 months of literally blow after blow, counterfeit after counterfeit being sent my way, fake friends. I'm talking about just random agents, honey traps. You know what I'm saying? All these different men swamping my inbox on Facebook. Just a whole bunch of weird different attacks. When you try to establish a relationship with someone after going through all of those things without healing, what I'm learning is that it could backfire on you, because then you bring all of that baggage with you into that relationship. That's what I'm starting to learn. And that's how you know you haven't healed, is when you still have that baggage from all that pain and all that hurt. And, one thing about me is I'm still willing to love and to, have relationships with people and stuff like that, even after I've gone through all of those pains and all of those hurts, right? But I would say that I'm still healing from it because I'm still holding on to it. Does that make sense? No, I mean, it's just like that gives you post traumatic stress. You know what I'm saying? Like, it gives you post traumatic stress. Like, you get PTSD from being hurt so many times. Eventually, that does get to you at some point. So, and that takes us to this topic, having being in a relationship with someone who's a targeted individual, with someone who's been hurt over and over, someone who's had people come and steal your partner out of your hand. Like, someone come and, deliberately sabotage your relationships with people. You know what I'm saying? I've had people come in, like, literally, like, you know, take people from me. I've had people literally come to into my life and pretend to be my friend just to get information out of me, just so the handler can give them a gift card. Like, they literally sold their soul for a Walmart gift card. You know what I'm saying? I've had people tell my business at work for a new car. Like, just imagine meeting somebody who's struggling financially, behind in their bills, and they meet you and they have a couple conversations with you, and next thing you know, they're rolling up to work in a brand new car. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's literally what I've been witnessing. And it's all just like kind of like a lie. You know what I'm saying? Like, imagine really needing help and struggling, and the people that are supposed to be there for you are only coming around just so that they can gather information about you and not actually helping you. Like, that's like literally the type of family that I've been around. You know what I'm saying? The type of friends that I've been having in the past. And so it's like, if you're in a relationship with someone who's going through something like gang stalking, who's like literally being lied on, slandered, monitored, harassed, you know what I'm saying? Have grace for those type of people. Give those type of people grace, because you don't know the level of suffering that they've had to endure. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand the level of suffering that these people have had to endure because we chose to serve God. I'm well aware of the fact that I'm going through what I'm going through because I chose to serve God. That's exactly why I'm going through what I'm going through. Is because I chose to serve God when everyone else had other options. Everyone else chose to, accept gift cards. I've had people try to recruit me into gang stalking, and I feel like the reason why I became targeted is because I said no. And so they had this kind of, are you with me? are you against me type of attitude. Like when I was an account manager for an office supply company, I'm not going to say the name. I was getting promoted really fast. I got promoted 3 times in 1 year. I started off in order processing, which is like the lowest. Then I got promoted to customer service. Then I got promoted to high touch, which was like which is right under an account manager. So what I was doing was I was pre-approving businesses for net 30 accounts. And I was helping businesses set up net 30 accounts so that they can establish business credit. You know what I'm saying? That was my position. And I had got to that position, pretty fast. And it was a lot of people in the company because I was only 26 years old. But I'm going to tell you guys something about chosen ones. We can have no education and still be geniuses. Like it's something to us. It's something about us. God gave us like these super excuse me, I'm spitting. Supercomputers is like brains. You know what I'm saying? Like we are super smart. We are supercomputers. Everyone's like, Desiree, how did you build your website? How did you build your business? Because our brains register things like quickly. You know what I'm saying? Like if like I learned how to build entire Shopify websites just from watching YouTube videos. I've learned how to set up Facebook shops, Instagram stores, Etsy shops, Amazon stores, all from watching YouTube videos. Like we watch something, it registers in our mind. Like and they're like, how do you do this? How do you? It's literally because like we're like wired to be like that. You know what I'm saying? It's weird, but that's a whole nother topic for a whole nother day. But what I'm really trying to say is, I was young. I was only 26 years old, and I had got that promotion like in such a short amount of time. You know how many people were waiting on that promotion in that company? They had been there for 12 years. That's a favor from God. They had been there for 12 years. And these people were pissed at me because I was only 26 years old and the position that they had been waiting 12 years for, I had gotten in 9 months. All because all because I wouldn't say because I was smart. It's really because of the favor of God. But yeah, let me go ahead and not try to take the glory for myself. Lord, forgive me. But long story short, you know, when I got the position, these people tried to, I would get like these, because we were working from home. It wasn't like in an office setting. We had our own offices, but it was like our home office, right? And, I would get these random phone calls from like my supervisor, and she would just, like randomly bring up another coworker and just start saying like, so what do you think about this girl? I'm like, I don't think anything of her. I think she does a great job at her job. I don't really talk to her to even say anything about her, And it was just kind of like, just kept trying to, reel me into these conversations. But even before I got into the word of God, I was never really a fan of backbiting because I always get talked about. People talk about me all the time, and they've talked about me since I was a child. You know what I'm saying? So, and it always hurt my feelings when people would talk bad about me when I was a child. Now I'm older, so it's like I can handle it a little bit better now, right? But, as a child, it used to really hurt my feelings when I would hear people talk about me, right? And so, long story short, is especially in the office setting like that, like I literally just got my third promotion in 1 year and everyone hates me. I really don't have time to be like, gossiping with people or like, engaging in that negative energy because I don't want to up and make a wrong move because if I make a wrong move, then everyone's going to be like, aha, aha, like, look at her. You guys promoted her too fast, even though I knew my job and I did a good job. People were just looking for a reason for me to cut up. So it was like when I went to work every day, my focus was just on the job, how I can become better at my job so my job can become easier. What can I know more? Because knowledge is power. The more you know, the more you grow, right? And so that's just my approach to, that's my approach. That my work ethic is on point. And that's the reason why companies love me. That company definitely loved me. But anyways, so long story short, when she realized that I wasn't like really trying to like entertain or, like get into the nonsense of the gossip and stuff like that, she realized like I wasn't recruitable. You couldn't recruit me into gang stalking, even if you begged me. Why? Because I wasn't even willing to do the little bit of gossiping that she was trying to get me to do. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't interested. I wasn't interested. This just came and lay right next to me. I wasn't interested because that's just not. Can't do that. It goes against my spirit. Like I do a lot of things. I'm not saying I'm perfect. There's some things that I know I need to do and that I've slacked on. And the Holy Spirit's been convicting me about it like all day today. Like he literally said, I haven't worked out in probably about what? I would say probably about, oh, maybe like 5 or 6 days, maybe like a week or so. And the Holy Spirit's just been busting my head about it. Like he sent at least 3 messages or 4 messengers to tell me about how I need to hit the gym. And I'm definitely about to, because my kids are about to start school, so I don't have to worry about childcare, so I can go work out. But anyways, hold on one second, you guys. I'm getting distracted. What are you guys doing up? I don't even know where the chat is. I'm just up, just I don't know where the chat is, you guys. But yes, I forgot where I was. Long story short, you guys. Um, I know my brain's everywhere, but it's 12 o'clock in the morning, and I'm trying to add some products to my store. Yeah, I need to hurry up and wrap this up. Long story short, you guys, I wasn't recruitable, so that's when my gang stalking began, because you couldn't recruit me, you couldn't make me do something I didn't want to do. And so they had like this whole, if you can't beat them, join them type of approach to me. You know what I'm saying? Like, or not, if you can't beat them, join them, but if you're not with us, you're against us kind of attitude towards me. And then I just started noticing like all my coworkers, everyone who used to praise me for doing such a great job, everyone who put in a good word for me, who got me promoted, who helped me get promoted, they're all starting to turn against me, just kind of like pick, just being really nitpicky, just being like super weird. And so um that's kind of how my gang stalking started. Like I wasn't willing to sell my soul. It was at that job. But anyways, long story short, when we go through stuff like that, when you're like interacting with someone who's targeted, goes through things like gang stalking, monitoring, you know what I'm saying? Like give them grace. And if you're someone who is going through that, you know what I'm saying, and you're dealing with people, make sure you let them know exactly what it is that you deal with on the daily basis, so that when you have like those moments where you're just feeling kind of insecure in the relationship or the friendship, you know what I'm saying, you're being vocal about what it is that you're struggling with because of your trauma. You know what I'm saying? Like, let it be known, like, yes, I am being traumatized by these weird gang stalkers. I wouldn't even know if you guys are trying to talk to me in the chat. Hold on. Says, yes, it does change the energy flow. It's draining. Yes, it does have changed the energy flow. It's draining. Hi, Aries Sun. Yes, it really does. It really does. It changes everything. It does. Like, it's hard to establish relationships when you're a targeted individual, because, it's, to be honest with you guys, being able to trust someone alone is a huge accomplishment when establishing relationships with someone who's going through gang stalking. Because in our minds, everybody, everybody is suspect. In our minds, everybody is suspect because our handlers literally recruit everyone around us. Literally, like everyone, you know. And so if we can let our guard down with you just a little bit, enough to let you in, just a little to let you to trust you, just a little bit, that is a whole accomplishment within itself because of the trauma that we're having to endure as followers of Christ. As followers of Christ. I know I'm jumping around this whole conversation, but just bear with me. It's 12 o'clock in the morning. I'm tired. I'm up working on my store. It says 144,000. Absolutely, yes. That is who we are. We are God's elect. We're the elect of God. We are God's elect. And that's the reason why we go through what we go through. That's exactly why we go through what we go through. We're his chosen ones. We're his true chosen ones. That's why I'm saying, like, give us grace, because, you know, we're strong and we stand 10 toes down in the fight, but we still have so much healing to go through. We're healing. We're healing while trying to love others. We're healing while trying to heal others. You know, we still have our own healing process that we have to go through. You know what I'm saying? We have our own, like, we're literally still healing. I get on here every single day and I encourage y'all is to the best of my ability, but even in the process of me encouraging you guys, I'm still healing myself. I still got areas in my heart that's still wounded. I was, like, sometimes I'll even quickly put a band-aid over my wounds and continue on without, really just taking the time to just, like, hit it with some rubbing alcohol and clean it up real nice. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get, sometimes I just move fast. I have this approach to life, right? I have this approach to life that I try to do, which is kind of like not healthy and it's kind of toxic, but I'm going to share it with you guys anyway. Don't try this because it's going to, what's the word? It's going to, it's going to cause a lot of buildup. But what it is, it's moving on quickly. I do that all the time. Like, if somebody, if let's say if I have a friend and my friend's like, oh, I don't want to be friends anymore, I'm gonna go find new friends, right? Like, what I always tell that person is, okay, well, thank you for your time, and I pray that the Lord bless you all the days of your life, and I just, like, let that person go, right? Like, and I just move on quickly, like that. It sounds good, but you don't really heal from that. You know what I'm saying? Like, moving forward quickly, acting as if that didn't hurt, acting as if, you didn't just put time, effort, and energy into that person, and you're just gonna quickly move on from that. No, that's something that you have to heal from. Because if you quickly move on from somebody without, like, properly healing from them, you're gonna take that hurt with you into your next relationship, and it's going to be more toxic because you didn't take a moment to dissect what the hell just happened to you. You didn't take a moment to dissect, like, Lord, I'm hurting. Like, that kind of hurt. Sometimes I had to sit down and even talk to myself. I had this friend earlier this year. I'm not gonna lie, I still watch her YouTube channel from time to time. Like, I'm more healed from it because, like, earlier this year when we stopped being friends, like, I kind of tried to do the quickly move on and act as if that didn't hurt my feelings. You know what I'm saying? Which it works to a degree. But when they have such good energy, shout out to Anna. If she's watching this live, she knows who I'm talking about. when someone has such great energy like that, it's hard to heal from that person. It's hard to move on from that person. And I'm talking about this girl named Anna I used to talk to. She know who I'm talking about. But she had such good energy. And it, like, I kind of did like we just stopped being friends. I don't know why we stopped being friends. It was 8 months ago. But, I moved on so quickly, I didn't have time to heal from that. And then when I finally went back to heal from it, I just thought about like the good energy that she had. I thought about the good energy that she had and how she was just like, just hitting certain areas of my life, you know what I'm saying? That no one has ever touched before. And she's like one of those people that, you know, um, that you go like, man, like that was actually kind of a dope friend. What happened to us? You know what I'm saying? Long story short, we just stopped being friends. I don't know what happened, but there's no bad blood. I don't have any negative thoughts towards her. I still think that she's like a beautiful soul, and God is just He did that with her. I love her energy. But, we just stopped being friends because of like a small misunderstanding. But long story short, the girl had this type of energy that was unmatched, right? And she said something to me that never ever left me. She said, you have to stop hanging around people that make you uh, reach down or like lower your energy, to match theirs. Like you need people that are willing to. Oh man, she said something about that. Or she's like, you need to be friends with people that are gonna come up to where you are in your energy. You know what I'm saying? Because I like to vibe high. And so it's like, she said, yeah, I want people, you need people that are going to come meet you where you are, and, as far as your energy. And she did that. I'll never forget that chick. She was such a good friend. It says, it's hard for people to do the shadow work, but it helps with rebirth to learn lessons and it brings wisdom from experiences. Absolutely. I've learned like even relationships, it says low vibrational is negative. When high vibrational, the light allows beats darkness. Absolutely. When high vibrational, the light allows beats darkness. Absolutely. Absolutely. Um, but it was like that never left my mind, you know, because I've always been the type that I would lower my vibration to meet people where they were. You know what I'm saying? For the sake of, you know, having friends or for the sake of still maintaining relationships with family. But she's like, no, you need people that are going to meet you where you are spiritually, meet you, like come up to you. You know what I'm saying? That never left my mind. But that was one of the relationships that I had that, broke up or whatever. And then I had, I ended a 10-year relationship with my ex, almost 10 years. That in January, you know what I'm saying? That right there was, so I've been through a lot this year. I know I'll be hopping on here acting like I'm just, oh, hey, everyone. No, a sister, healing from a lot of different hurts right now. And so that's what I'm saying. When you know someone's going through gang stalking, you know that someone's going through the persecution of the suffering of Christ, because that's what we're going through, right? Like we love God, we love Christ. And so that's the reason why we have to go through the things that we're going through. That's the reason why we have to endure the things that we have to endure because we're being persecuted. All of these things that are happening to us is not like by accident. All of these things that are happening to us is premeditated by demons, Long story short, um, we are hurt people. Targeted individuals have endured so much suffering. I have to overcome and battle witchcraft attacks on a daily basis. There's a girl, and I don't ever talk about my personal business, but I'm telling you guys now. There's a girl that made a deal with the devil He gave her so much, everything she got from the devil, right? And the goal was to, in order for her to continue, it was either her life or mine. If she does not take me out via witchcraft, then the devil is going to come after her soul. And so, what I endure on a daily basis is witchcraft attacks from this same individual. Like, she sent spells to try to get me to commit suicide. She sent spells to make me lose everything. She sent spells to, make me um like want to try to get me to give up on my business. She sends negativity spells. She just doesn't want me to be happy. She found out this guy I used to court. We were never like in a relationship, but when you're a spiritual person, what we do is we do something called courting. So it's like when you kind of just date somebody in the realm of the spirit and you get to know them spiritually before you meet them physically. She knew I was courting somebody, so she took it upon herself to start dating him behind my back. You know what I'm saying? Like, this girl has literally tried to ruin my life in every single area. She slandered me. She told everybody on social media I was hating on her and I would never supported her, which is such a lie. And I have proof of that, but I don't think that receipts are necessary. I let God fight my battles. You know what I'm saying? I've literally gone through the ringer. And not only do I deal with that, I deal with, betrayal from family, ending a 10-year relationship with the father of my son. You know what I'm saying? So it's like I've literally gone through so much as a targeted individual, and I still smile. Everybody be like, how does this girl smile? Well, it's really the joy of the Lord is my strength. So the Most High, He gives me the ability to still be able to smile and to maintain, some sort of positive energy. I literally pull all of my positive energy from within. That's why some people are like, always in your videos on Facebook when you model, you're smiling, you're smiling. I'm like, yes, I'm always smiling because I woke up. I'm just happy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm happy to still be here. After all the witchcraft that, people do on me, like, and I'm trying to steal every man that I date, like, even a guy that I'm interested in now, like, people are trying to, like, come to me and tell me, oh, that guy's a honey trap. Don't date him. And this, I got a whole bunch of men, all these different suitors, like everyone trying to like, and I don't know what they're doing to him. They're probably saying whatever to him, right? And to try to get him to not want to be with me, but it's literally so much, And so all I'm saying is if you are either a targeted individual, and you're interested in, excuse me, I don't know why I'm like, I have so much air in my throat. If and you're interested in someone, make sure to let them know, like, look, I am going through exactly what Jesus Christ went through. I'm a part of this fellowship of the suffering of Christ, where the government was on Jesus's shoulders and now they're on our shoulders, right? Long story short, give us grace because we go through a lot and we have to heal from a lot of the things that we've gone through. You know what I'm saying? It says been dealing with it since birth, but it has taught me how to know. It has taught me to know how to protect myself in a way that the universe, ancestors, God's angels will help me to protect my children of the chosen ones and cause and effect. Absolutely. Absolutely. Wow, you've been going through this a long time. I didn't know I was being targeted until 2019, but it makes sense now because when I got my first job when I was 16 years old, I was getting gang stalked by my coworkers. I'm like, bro, like we're literally just making sandwiches up in here. What is the drama? They would just like talk about me and just like try to nitpick at me and every little thing I did. And one day I just quit. I was like, I'm done. They didn't even care. They had no shame. And now that I'm older, I kind of realize what it is. I know exactly what it is. And I'm There was this one time where I was 16 years old. When I was 16, I looked like I was 21. You know, like my body was kind of like, I don't know, like it was something in the food, honey. I was like real, anyways, so I was always kind of like afraid because a lot of men kind of looked at me like I was grown, because I had like a curvaceous, nice, young, thick body. And so I used to see people like at night. I'd be outside. I used to be a smoker when I was 16. My dad used to buy me cigarettes when I was 16. Like it, right. Don't even ask. But anyways, I would be outside smoking, and I would see people taking pictures of me in the bushes with their phone or like their camera. It'd be like lights flashing and stuff. So that's how I realized I was being gang stalked at a young age. It really all started when I was 16, pretty much. It says, and it always works out when we trust our intuition by having telepathy downloads and having spiritual gifts. Yes, the gifts, girl. And that's the reason why they target us, because we're gifted. They don't like that we be knowing stuff in advance. My problem is sometimes like sometimes I don't want to believe the things that my gifts are telling me, like, especially when it comes to people. I had this ex best friend. I was friends with her for like 3 years, 2 years, and she poisoned me. And I was dropping her off to her boyfriend's house. She poisoned me. I've been poisoned like at least, oh my gosh, and I still didn't die. And which is so funny because I was listening to a minister of God earlier on YouTube read a scripture about how like even poisonings won't kill us, right? I was like, that's so ironic because I've been poisoned at least 5 times. You know what I'm saying? But she poisoned me, and the Holy Spirit just kept saying like, don't be her friend, boy. The Holy Spirit just kept saying, don't be her friend, don't be her friend, stop, cut her off, cut her off, cut her off. But I'm like, yeah, this is literally the only friend that I have. Like literally. I'm like, yeah, I literally cut the world off. Like, Lord, don't you just, and I was like trying to reason with God, like, Lord, don't you just, isn't it okay if I have one friend? Because that's how I walk with God. I walk with God. It's just me and him. It's always just been me and him. That's the reason why I don't really fear being alone now, because it's always just kind of been this way, just me and God. He just walks with me and he talks with me every single day, all day long. He just walks and talks with me all day. So it's so I'm just like, Lord, can I just please have one friend? And he's like, no, she's not good for you. She's plotting on you. She's gang stalking you. Like, he's just like telling me all this stuff. I'm like, Lord, I don't see it. And even when I was seeing the signs, I was still ignoring it. Like, she would pull out this wad of Walmart gift cards, which is a sign of targeting. You know what I'm saying? I'm just like, oh, she said this from her dad. I'll just ignore it. You know what I'm saying? Lord. It says, gang stalking is RICO crime and it can be dangerous behaviors. Yes, that's why we get targeted. Yes, and it says that's God's protecting your rejections, protection. Yes, you're absolutely right. You're right about that. There was this one particular person that I really wanted to help elevate my business. And I prayed about her because, the Most High was leading me. So you need to start praying about people from this point forward. After I cut my ex best friend off, he said, from now on, start praying about people. Like, I pray about everyone that enters my life. Like, not one person does not get prayed over, because I'm real meticulous about who I let in my circle, especially now that me and my toxic relationship ended. It's like literally just me and God. And the Most High will give me a vision of you. You know what I'm saying? He'll tell me who you are via vision. And so when I brought this woman up, I said, she's a pillar in the community. Everyone goes to her. Like, I want to work with her too, Lord. Like, can I work with her? And he sent me an image of a wolf. And after that, I just, and that's so crazy. I had reached out to her and everything. I'm like, yeah. And then he was like, wolf. And I was like, and never talked to Shorty ever again. ever. It sucks. Wolf in sheep's clothing. Yeah. Yep. That's how God talks to me. You don't have to be like, super educated for God to speak to you. God will meet you where you are spiritually. So let's say if you have like a baby brain or something like that, and all you know is like pictures of animals or stuff like that, or let's say if you're like 10 years old and all you know is like video games, like he'll speak to you through what you know. You know what I'm saying? Like he will literally like meet you where you are spiritually. And he'll give you images. Like sometimes he dumbs it down for me. Like he told me to stop eating red meat or I'm gonna die. And let me tell you how he showed me. He showed me an image of a butcher that was butchering meat, and then after that he flashed an image of a skull. And then he was like, put two and two together. He was like, red meat equals death. And so after that, he's like, you need to stop eating red meat. So yeah, he's like having me get back into like this vegan lifestyle. I went vegan 6/26 this year, and then I don't know why I like kind of strayed off, but I was doing really really good. I was vegan from 6/26 all throughout July, and then I would say I fell off probably about this week. Like this week is when I fell off and had like some kind of meat. But then the Holy Spirit's been kind of like checking me about like, look, no. I guess like I was under some sort of spell or some curse that was causing me to go backwards or whatever. But the Most High reveals to redeem. So I prayed about it, and I hopped back on track. So I'm back to eating plant based again, which is good. But yeah, I'm up just like, chopping it up with you guys. I haven't had like a really good live session where we're just kind of chopping like this in a long time. I really miss you guys. Since I have all of these new subscribers, I'm trying to be a little bit more formal on my YouTube channel because like I don't want to just be out here vibing with just everybody. But yeah, it says signs are hard to pinpoint, but it's revealed in divine timing. Absolutely. Absolutely. You ain't never lied. You ain't never lied. In divine timing. Yes, the Lord is truly with us. He really is. And He speaks to us each and every day. Each and every day, that is our Father. I'm so grateful that He talks to me. And I'll be trying to make sense of it. Maybe I'm like, maybe it's because I have a good heart. Maybe because I don't do bad things to people. Maybe because I try to live rightly. But He just does it because He just chooses us. Like I can't really try to understand why God walks with me or whatever. He just does because He just chose me. I can't really try to make sense of it, but I'm gonna do His will. I know that for sure. Whatever this man want me to do, I'm gonna do it, regardless of how anyone feels about it too. So, and no matter what happens. So, because this world don't love us chosen ones. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't matter. Like they literally do whatever they can to try to break their bands from us, like it says in the book of Psalms. It could be in the beginning, like either Psalm. No, it's Proverbs 1, talking about breaking our bands asunder or something like that. But yeah, yeah. If that's how they're gonna treat the chosen ones, they're making life on earth for us hell. So we're going to team up with the Lord and counteract that. And I'm just joking. No, but for real though, it's like it just when you're walking with God, it's just like you know that's just what you're gonna have to endure: the fight, the battle, the warfare. Anyways, y'all, I just wanted to hop on here and I gotta finish up some stuff on my story. Um, I just wanted to say hi, and I wanted to just talk to you guys about like dealing with people who really go through this. Like there, some people like serve God, but they don't really go through this suffering. they don't really go through the persecution. They don't really go like, I hope you have a good night. Thank you. I hope you have a good night too, my love. They don't really go through the things that we have to endure, you know? So it's kind of hard for them to understand like how we feel. Like it's hard for them to really just understand us because we really go through a lot of pain. We go through a lot of hurt. You know what I'm saying? We go through so much and we do it with a smile, you know? Anyways, I love you guys so much. Stay strong out there. If you're talking to any new friends or if you're dating somebody, be sure to let them know that you're hurting in some areas because of the things that you're going through, um, because you choose to walk with Christ. You know what I'm saying? And tell that person to have grace on you. You know what I'm saying? To give you grace because of the things that you are healing from. You know what I'm saying? Like, just make sure you're surrounding yourself with people that are giving you grace because you wouldn't feel the way that you feel if you were not being persecuted. I'm pretty sure you would be a more healed version of you if you were not being persecuted. You know what I'm saying? But just allow people around you that are going to give you grace. Okay? Like, and give yourself grace. It's okay to not be perfect. It's okay to, still struggle with your healing process. It's okay to, make mistakes because you're not perfect. Okay? It's okay to not be okay all the time, too. But just give yourself grace while you're healing. Okay? And only be around people that will allow you to give yourself grace, especially us. Excuse me, all this talking. Especially us women, we're more sensitive. We'll have having to endure this heightened level of persecution. Does that make sense? Anyways, my throat's going out, so I'm gonna hop off this thing. I love you guys. I'm gonna get some work done. I'll talk to you soon. Y'all will in peace.